Hello, Mike Panaki here, and in this video, we're going to take a look at how we can use the IOTA to troubleshoot VPN problems. So in this case, I had somebody call in and say that on April 15th, they were having a hard time connecting to our VPN router back here at the office. So what I want to do is I want to go in and take a look at the traffic on that date, see if I can figure out which of the devices is having problems, and then go out and grab the trace file for that problem. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to begin by coming out here and clicking on my time, and I'm going to choose a custom time range. And I'm going to select April 15th for the beginning and end, and I know that this happened right around 1800. So I'm going to put in 1800 for my start time, and I'll put in 1900 for the end time. So this is going to give me that 1 hour time period right then. So when I click apply, it now goes back in time. And this is one of the great things about using the IOTA to capture over a long period of time, is that I can easily go back in time to be able to see what was going on. Now, what I want to do is I want to filter in on that point-to-point tunneling traffic that's going across the network. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come up here and I'm going to select a layer 7 filter. So I'm going to say L7 and I'm going to say protocol name. I'm going to come over here and I'm going to put in Pptp. And in fact, it saw that it was out there, so I'll select Pptp. So now we can see which devices were talking the point-to-point tunneling protocol. Now, if they're working, if they're able to establish a connection, what I'll see is I will also have GRE traffic to go with this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in and I see that I've got these devices right there. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start by checking 37 right there. So I'm going to zoom in on that device and I'm going to remove the Pptp filter. So we're going to come back and I'll say remove. And what we see is that over here, we have GRE traffic. In fact, we've got a pretty good flow of GRE traffic in there. So my guess is that's working pretty well, and that's probably not the device that we're having trouble with. So I could come back and I could go back to my L7 protocol name. I could say Pptp, hit enter, and let's try 34. So I'm going to go ahead and filter in on 34, and I'm going to remove that Pptp filter. I'm going to hit remove filter, and now what we see is over here, we see that we have TCP and we have ICMP, but we have no GRE. So this is probably the device that we're having trouble with. Now the key here is that I've gone from a very large amount of traffic, gigabytes worth of traffic, down to 65.4 kilobytes that represent that traffic for this device that was going across the network at the time that problem was occurring. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in and I'm going to say I want to download the traffic for that device. So I click on that, it's downloading that trace file. So just like that, I've downloaded the trace file related to this device trying to establish a VPN connection. So I'll come in, I'll click on that. That's going to start Wireshark. So now I can come in here to Wireshark and I can start scrolling down. In fact, let's just move over here and let's see what we have in our traffic. And as we come down, we see right here, protocol reject. So in this case, after we get that protocol reject, it comes back and we see a termination request. So this is an example of where if we have an idea about when the problem was occurring, we can then drill into that time frame. We can find that conversation that was having the problems, download it to our machine and start analyzing the packets. And the key here is I'm not looking through gigabytes worth of traffic. In fact, I'm only looking through 65 kilobytes worth of traffic that was related to that particular station. So whether we're troubleshooting in L2TP VPN, an OpenVPN, Pptp, IPsec, we're going to see that this is going to work much the same. We can identify the time range roughly. This could be, in fact, within an entire day. Identify whether we're seeing the traffic that we expect or not. If we're not seeing that traffic, select that conversation, bring that traffic down, and start analyzing it with Wireshark. So this is how we can use the IOTA to reduce the time it takes to get the right packets to begin our analysis. Thank you, and I hope to see you in another video.